Welcome everyone in the course of Ethics in Research and Publication. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the research metrics. So let's start with the research metrics. So these are the contents. In this lecture, we will know about the journal. We will see some examples of journals, some examples of journal publishers, and we will able to know what is the citation, what is the benefit of the citation, as well as the research metrics. So the journal is an scholarly publication that consists articles written by the researchers, professor and other expert. So journal can be focused on a specific discipline or a specific field of study. So unlike a newspaper and magazine, the journal are intended for the academic or the technical audience, not for the general reader. Journals are published on a regular basis, for example, monthly, quarterly, annually, as well as it can be a sequentially numbered. Each copy of journal can be a issue as well as a set of issue can make a volume. Usually each year is a separate volume. So like newspaper and magazine, journal are also called periodicals or serials. Here I have listed highly reputed journals. So we will able to know that why these journals are considered as a highly reputed. So first we will go with the examples of some highly reputed journals that having impact factor. The high impact factor means highly reputed journal. So the Cancer Journal for Clinicians has high impact factor in the world, the highest impact factor. The Lancet has also more than 200 impact factor. The New England Journal of Medicine, The Art of JAMA, Nature Review Molecular Cell Biology, Nature Review Drug Discovery, Nature Review Immunology, The Lancet Respiratory Medicine, BMJ, Nature Medicine, The Lancet Microbe. These all are considered as highly reputed journals. In previous slide, I have given some example of science related journal. So we can think that the journal belongs to art category as well as social science category can also considered as a highly reputed journal because it has a significantly high impact factor. For example, the Lancet Psychiatry, Psychological Science in the Public Interest, having more than 50 impact factor. The Journal of Public Transportation, Nature Review Earth and Environment, Annual Review of Psychology, the Journal of Higher Education, the International Journal of Art and Design Education, Journal of Visual Culture, Design, BJET, Language and Learning, European Journal of Teacher Education. These all having impact factor and can be considered as a reputed journals. In previous slide, we get exposure about the journals. We have seen some examples of the journal as well as we got some clue that higher impact factor journal can be considered as a highly reputed journal. Now I'm going to give you some example of publishers that are publishing several types of journal in different disciplines, and the journal having higher impact factor can belongs to these publishers. For example, the Nature publisher publishing more than 40 journals, and most of the journal can be regarded as a highly reputed journal because these all journal having the impact factor, significantly high impact factor. The Springer is also type of publisher that are publishing more than 2,900 journals. Taylor and Francis is an also example of journal publisher. It is publishing more than 2,700 journals. Elsevier, similar to Taylor and Francis, it also publishes more than 2,000 journals. Wiley, they publish more than 1,600 journals. The Sage, 1,000 journal. IEEE, more than 150 journals. IOP Publishing House, more than 90 journals. The Royal Society Publishing can publish 10 journals. ACS having 75 journals. World Scientific Publisher publishes more than 150 journals. The PLOS One having more than 10 journals. The Frontiers have more than 185 journals. Hindawi also publishes 250 journals. So these are some example of journals publishers. Before proceeding to the journal matrix, we should know the basis of the journal matrix. A journal matrix can be calculated using the citation. So what is a citation? Here you can see some example of the citation. So citation is a reference to a source. It is an abbreviated alphanumeric expression that can be embedded in the text. In the body of your intellectual work, that can be a book chapter, that can be a research paper or a review paper, that can denotes an entry in the bibliographic references section of the work for the purpose of acknowledging the relevance of the original work. So a citation is the way you tell your reader that certain material in your work came from the another sources. So why should we cite the sources? We should cite to give the credit to the source authors, to help our audience, our reader, to find out more about our research idea or topic. So here a question can come in our mind that doesn't citing sources make my work seem less original? Of course not. Citing source actually helps your reader distinguish your idea from those of your sources. So this will actually empathize the originality of your work. Another question is that if your work do not having too many citation, then your work look weird or not? Of course not. It does not make your paper look weird. It makes your paper accurate. You must cite anything quoted or paraphrased. It is okay to have a lot of citation. So when do we need to cite? We need to cite when we are using the word, thought, idea of someone else. When we are using the direct quote from some original sources. Must cite the original sources in your work. When you are paraphrasing some sentences taken from already published work, then you must cite. When you are using a reference, an idea or thought that has already been expressed, when you are making any reference to any other source, when another idea, word or thought have influenced your writing and research, or when you are in a doubt, must cite. So it is better to cite too much than not enough or not at all. The only things you do not need to cite is your opinion. However, be sure that it is indeed truly your opinion. Then there is no need to cite. Also, do not provide irrelevant citation to increase the number of citation in your research paper or review paper. Now, research metrics. Research metrics are quantitative indicator or measure that provide some evidence of the impact of a research output. A research output can be a journal article, a book chapter, or the overall research productivity. It can be divided into two broad categories, that is citation metrics or bibliometrics. The bibliometrics is the traditional citation based metrics. They are based on citation counts, counting how many times a publication have been cited in another publication. And the second one is altmetric. It considers how people interact with your research output in both traditional media, for example, newspaper, TV news, journal website, as well as with the social media like Twitter, Mendeley, GitHub, etc. The use of both type of metric contribute to evaluate and understand the impact of a research. So research metric aim to quantify and monitor the importance of published research. The need of measure the research performance is largely driven by the necessity to make funding decisions. But citation metrics are also used in some university ranking methodology and when benchmarking the institutions. Okay, so in this slide we will know about the impact and metrics. I will let you know an overview of the impact and metrics used in the research. So first is the journal impact factor. Journal impact factor is frequently used as an indicator of the importance of a journal to its field. It was first introduced by the Eugen Garfield, the founder of Institute for the Scientific Information. The impact factor is commonly used to evaluate the relative importance of a journal within its field journal with higher impact factor believed to be more important than those with the lower one. Means the journal having more impact factor can be considered as a highly reputed. So according to Eugen Garfield, the impact simply reflects the ability of the journal and editor to attract the best paper available. So journal that can publish more review, of course, it will get maximum impact factor, because we all are study the review paper first during the formulating of our research paper, as well as getting some idea to identify the problem, to solve the problem, or it can be said that for the identification of our problem we are doing the literature survey and we are reading maximum the review paper. So a review paper are citing get a more citation, hence it get more impact factor. The next one is the site score matrix. The site score matrix deliver the greater insight into the research impact and influence. A site score matrix is calculated using the data from the Scopus. The site score matrix help you to evaluate the journal, book series, conference proceeding and trade journal to empower the well-informed decisions. The site score matrix also enrich the evaluation of serial title and provide transparent data to help you measure the citation impact for the journal, book series, conference proceeding and trade journals. The site score is the number of citations received by a journal in 1 year to the document published in 3 previous years, divided by the number of document indexed in Scopus published in those same 3 years. The next matrix is the eigenfactor. This eigenfactor came out of the matrix eigenfactor project, that was a bibliometric research project conducted by the Professor Carl Bergstrom and his laboratory at the University of Washington. The eigenfactor score measures the number of times articles from the journal published in the past 5 years have been cited in JCR year. So actually it is calculating and taking the data from the Web of Science. Like the impact factor, the eigenfactor score is essentially a ratio of number of citations to a total number of articles. However, unlike the impact factor, the eigenfactor score can count the citation to the journal in both the science and social sciences, and it eliminates the self-citation. So every reference from one article in a journal to another article from the same journal is discounted. It can weight each reference according to a stochastic measure of the amount of the time researcher spent reading the journal. So the eigenfactor score are scaled so that the sum of the eigenfactor score of all the journals listed in Thomson Journal Citation Report is 100. In 2006, the journal Nature has the highest eigenfactor score with a score of 1.9. The top 1000 journal as ranked by the eigenfactor score all have eigenfactor score above 0.01. Next matrix is the author level matrix. As you know, the author level matrix measure the impact of the scholarly output of a single researcher, not calculated for the journal. So the author level metrics are designed to help researchers to assess the cumulative impact of their work. It is also utilized for the funding opportunity. It is also utilized for the Nobel Prize. Sometimes. So, a researcher can be assess the cumulative impact of their work rather than the impact of a single publication. So all author level metrics are derived from the article level metrics, and they aggregate or summarize their impact of an author's publication. So there are some types of author level metrics are H-index, that is also regarded as Hirsch number. The H-index measure the cumulative impact of a researcher output by looking at the number of citations a work has received. I will take a session to make you learn how to calculate the impact factor, how to calculate the site score value, how to calculate the eigenfactor, how to calculate the H-index in the next class. The next author level matrix is I10 index. It is very simple. A author level matrix created by the Google Scholar. So it can measure the number of publications with at least 10 citations. For example, you have published 10 research papers and 5 of your research paper received 10 citations. Then your I10 index will be 5. The next one is G index. G index aims to improve on the H index by giving more weight to highly cited articles. Another one is E index. The aim of E index is to differentiate between scientists with similar H indices but different citation pattern. The next type of matrices are the article influence score. The article influence score can be calculated using the eigenfactor score. The AI score calculates, measure the relative importance of the journal on a per article basis. It is a journal's eigenfactor score divided by the fraction of article published by the journal. That fraction is normalized so that the sum total of the article from all journal is 1. The mean article influence score is 1. So a score greater than 1 indicates that each article in the journal has above average influence. A score less than 1 indicates that each article in the journal has below average influence. In 2006, the top journal by the article influence score is Annual Review of Immunology with an article influence of 27. This means that the average article in Annual Review of Immunology has 27 times the influence of the mean journal in the JCR. The article influence use Thomson-Reuters citation data. The next metrics are source normalized impact per paper. It is also abbreviated as SNIP. So SNIP enable direct comparison of sources in different subject fields. The citation potential is shown to vary not only between the journal subject category or discipline but also between the journal within the same subject category. Source normalized impact per paper measure contextual citation impact by weighting citation based on the total number of citation in a subject field. For example, the basic journals tend to show higher citation potential than applied or clinical journal. Likewise, journal covering emerging topic tend to be higher than periodical in classical subject or more general topic. So SNIP help author to identify which journal are performing best within their subject field, helping them decide when to publish. So SNIP is a type of matrix that enable a direct comparison of sources in different subject field. The next matrix is the impact per publication. So like the journal impact factor, the impact per publication does not correct for differences in citation practices between the scientific field. The impact per publication was previously known as raw impact per publication, and this IPP can be calculated as the number of citations given in present year to publication in the last 3 years divided by the total number of publication in past 3 years. So IPP is fairly similar to the well-known journal impact factor. So I think you have learned about the journal, that you have get some exposure of various type of journal, the kind of publishers, what is a citation, what is the importance of the citation, and how research metrics are using the citation data to calculate the impact factor, cite score, eigenvalue, like that. So thank you so much. If you have any query, please you can contact me at any time. You can write an email, or this is my mobile number. You can just text a message, drop a message on WhatsApp. I will happy to solve your query. Thank you so much.